But
like four shows in a row he's used that word.
I changed it up.
But here's the thing about Weathered Souls, because John and I have a friend in Texas. She's head of the Pink Food Society there.
Okay.
Debbie Churda. And so I'm going to be going to Austin, San Antonio in April. And so I've reached out to her, and I told her that Weathered Souls was on my hit list. She said to me straight up, this before they knew they were closing, don't bother. Ever since Marcus has left, it's gone downhill.
Oh wow, yeah.
So even the product
started to drop off. People, yeah.
Now, for those watching who don't know who Weathered Souls are, a couple of years ago they started the Black is Beautiful movement in the craft beer world.
Mm-hmm.
This was to raise money for everybody who, especially the Black Americans who had been wrongfully jailed for the protests that were happening during the time.
Yeah, well, it's not. Well, maybe not just that. A lot of social injustice. Well, not even just them, but it's just like a lot of social injustice. Yeah. And what was great about it is it played off of the what was the movement before that? All Together. Right, the All Together movement was we're all in this together with the COVID movement, where there was a recipe that was put out, and that recipe was free for everybody. But they were supposed to stick to that recipe. What I love that what Marcus did is he put the recipe out for Black is Beautiful for all the breweries, open source. But he also said, do your take on it. Yeah,
and so when you tasted the All Together beer, a lot of them were very similar, and you could tell where some of the ones were a little lacking in their process and kind of screwed it up. But the Black is Beautiful one, there's so many variations on it.
Yeah.
And I loved going out. I got so many. It's in a box in storage. I got to find it. I have the glass. I have the glass. I reached out to Weathered Souls, I'm like, I want to buy the glass, but it's not available on the website. Marcus replies back, you want one? Hold on. Go on now. I went on, bought one. He's like, okay, you got it? Cool. And he shut it back down again. He goes, right now, the demand is massive. I can't really control it. So I was one of those lucky few who did manage to get the glass. And I loved that movement. I loved what he was doing. I loved where the money was going. But I also loved that this open source recipe was truly open source.